Welcome guys back to another video in the channel. Today we'll be doing a prediction for Real Madrid versus Valencia. This is actually quite a big game in the next match day for the two sides because looking at the positions in the table, Real Madrid are sitting in second position, currently 3 points behind Barcelona. Obviously they are chasing the title, so a win against Valencia would be quite useful for Real Madrid. Valencia obviously not too far off. They are sitting in 7th position in the Europa League qualification spot with 43 points, 3 points off Atletico Madrid, who are sitting in 6th. So Valencia do have to get their act together if they do want to get a spot into the Europa League. I think realistically for Valencia, I think they should try and aim for that place where Getafe are, maybe Real Sociedad, maybe Sevilla. That would seem more realistic for a team like Valencia. So I'm not sure where Valencia could finish, but because they're a team that's sometimes really bad and they're sometimes really good. But in the last game for Valencia, they played Levante, and they actually had a 1-1 draw. And in the game, Roger Marti got a red card for Levante, and Rodrigo Moreno got scored what seemed to be the winning goal in the 89th minute. But for Levante, in 90 plus 8 minutes, Gonzalo Melero scored for Levante to earn them a draw. So Valencia, they have to hold on to leads if they do want to win games. So they'll have to do that for the rest of the season. That's necessary. For Real Madrid, they beat Eibar 3-1 in a game where they started really quickly with Toni Kroos getting on the score sheet in the 4th minute. I'm hearing that was a really stunning goal. And then in the 30th minute, Sergio Ramos scored, assisted by Eden Hazard. And later on, before halftime, the 37th minute, the game was pretty much sealed off with Marcelo getting on the score sheet. At halftime, Ferland Mendy was put on for Dani Carvajal and some other changes for Eibar. And Bigas scored for them. That was the consolation goal in the second half. And Real Madrid didn't score any more goals. So they won that game quite comfortably, 3-1 win. And so let's get straight into Real Madrid's predicted lineup for this game against Valencia. I think for Real Madrid, they'll see this as quite a big game because Valencia are a very good side when they're playing well. So predicted lineup for that game, the Real Madrid predicted lineup, we're going to start off in goal and we're going to stick with Thibaut Courtois. He played the game against Eibar and I think he is a goalkeeper, so obviously he will stick for this game against Valencia, and he is their best goalkeeper, so I expect Courtois to stay there. In the right-back position, I'm going to go with Dani Carvajal. He played the first half of a brilliant performance in Real Madrid's 3-0 first half demolition of Eibar. So that is one reason I'm going to put Dani Carvajal there. And he did get subbed off at halftime for Ferland Mendy, but maybe that's because of a view that Dani Carvajal is going to play this game. In the centre-back roles, one centre-back I am going to go with is Sergio Ramos. He actually scored against Eibar, and he was also subbed off in the 61st minute for Eder Militao. Obviously, you can tell when a player is going to play the next game when they get subbed off. I've said this in my Barcelona preview as well, so I'm going to stick with Sergio Ramos. The one next to him I'm going to go with is Varane. I'm going to stick with Rafael Varane. I think they beat Eibar very comfortably 3-1. I think they're going to try and stick with a lot of the side they used. Even though Eibar aren't the best team, I think Real Madrid were using pretty much their best team, so I'm going to stick with Dani Carvajal. On the left back position, I am going to go with Marcelo. I'm going to stick with Marcelo in this game because I just think, that he scored a goal, and I think he'll be up for it in that game against Valencia. I think he's very experienced player, and hopefully he can help them win them against Valencia. So getting into the midfield now, first midfield position I'm going to go with is Luka Modric. Obviously, Luka Modric is a very experienced player, on 35, 36 years old. And I think his experience will be vital for them against Valencia because their midfield can be quite good on their day. So I think Modric will keep his position in the side. The next position, I'm going to go with Toni Kroos. he actually scored a really wonderful goal against Eibar, and I think he will keep his place in the side. I think most of the team that performed that first half against Eibar will keep their place in the side, so I'm going to go Toni Kroos. In the midfield, I'm going to go with Federico Valverde. He is someone that I think he was integral to Real Madrid's plans before the lockdown, so I think even though he did come on at the 84th minute, I do believe he's going to play quite an integral part in the game against Valencia, and I'm going to bench Casemiro for this one. Looking up front as like the forward players, I'm going to go with Eden Hazard. I'm going to stick with Eden Hazard on that left-hand side just because he needs to prove himself, and I think Valencia is quite a big game for him to try and prove himself, try and get on the score sheet, and that will be quite good for Eden Hazard. On the right-hand side, I'm going to go with Gareth Bale. Again, we need that sort of quality on that right-hand side because Valencia, they as I said before, they got the likes of Jose Gaya down that left-hand side, and he can be really good. Maybe Rodrigo Silva de Goyas may not be the best option because he may get exposed down the right-hand side. He may not be able to do that much. So I'd rather put Gareth Bale down there, and I think Gareth Bale has a lot to prove. Obviously, he was looking to leave in January, but there was no move happened, and I think it'll be good for him to get a game, try and impress the manager, and no bigger game to do that against Valencia. Well, looking at the match day anyway, there are bigger games, but you see what I mean there. In the centre of the park, in the striker position, I am going to go with Karim Benzema. I think I can't really see a sign of Luka Jovic anyway. He's sort of been frozen out of the squad, so I don't see Luka Jovic even getting a game right now, and I think Karim Benzema is Real Madrid's best striker at the moment. That is saying something, but Karim Benzema shouldn't underestimate him. He is a very good striker, and prime Benzema is probably one of the best in the world, so that's why I'm going to stick with Karim Benzema. It's essentially the same side that started the game against Eibar, but I'm going to put Federico Valverde in for Casemiro. Casemiro did pick up a yellow card, so maybe you might want to be a bit cautious with him because you don't want to lose players for certain amounts of time, especially in this close quarter games that you have. So I think overall, Real Madrid will have this game in the bag. I think they are the best team, and I think they will win this game quite comfortably. So for Real Madrid in this game, I am going to give them a 2-0 win against Valencia. So thank you guys so much for watching this video. If you have enjoyed, please leave a like, subscribe, share the video, and give me some feedback in the comment section below. And if you want to write anything else, do that as well. See you guys in the next one. Bye-bye.